Hi, my name is Brendon from Taprack Bank Trading. Today we're going to be talking about the best firearms for home defense. So I picked out two of the ones that I actually use for home defense. So the first one, let's talk about my primary firearm for home defense, which is still like Ernie's, which is an AR-15. Right now, this is going to be in a pistol configuration. That's why it has a pistol brace right here and has a little shorter barrel. Regardless, even if you have a 16-inch gun, it would just still be the exact same concept of what I'm going to talk about right now. I typically like a red dot with my home defense rifle. The red dot has pretty much this type of red dot, at least a lot of the red dots out there have a battery life of about 5 years. So I just keep this on, so when I pick up the rifle, I don't have to turn anything on. The red dot's always constantly on, so when I pick it up, I know it's ready to go. Right, streamlining the entire rifle, I have a flashlight right here, which is a Surefire flashlight, and I took out the pressure switch so I don't have any negligent discharges. So I just pretty much on the grip of the rifle, I have the regular pressure switch right here, and then that's pretty much it. There's anything special on this one other than the only thing I detach here is the sling, right? So the rifle itself is pretty standard. Trigger. The only thing that is not standard here is the height of my optic, but then again, that's a different conversation for later on. But like I said, AR-15 is a really great rifle or pistol for you to use for home defense, with the consideration though of proper ammunition, right? If you use standard ammunition in AR-15, that would be really dangerous for you to use it inside the house. But with hollow point rounds from the AR-15, because of the higher velocity that the round is flying and the low mass of that round in a hollow point form, it's actually going to disintegrate faster than if you were shooting somebody with a 9mm hollow point. That's why I choose this rifle right here. And no muzzle brake, no nothing, just a regular flash hider, because I would rather preserve my vision at night as well instead of having that mitigation to recoil, because the AR-15 itself doesn't have a lot of that recoil in itself. So that's why I choose this specific pistol or rifle. I do have a different version of this one where it's 16 inches, but this is the one that primarily stays at home. And another thing with this one is I like commonality in the firearms that I train with. So either I duplicate this firearm when I'm teaching a class, or I use this specific firearm when I'm teaching a class, so that whatever firearm I'm getting good at and I'm training at daily is the exact same firearm I'm going to be using in a home defense situation, because realistically that's going to be where my firefight is going to be at. So moving on from my primary, which is a AR-15, I'm going to be talking about this Glock 19 right here. Now why not a 17? Why not a 34, since you can kind of get away with a bigger firearm at home? Well, the thing for me is, like I said, my lack of ability to train with different firearms. I like to be able to use the exact same gun that I train with primarily, carry with primarily, and then defend my home primarily with as well. So therefore, I carry the Glock 19, or I use the Glock 19 in a home defense situation, because one, I'm able to actually shove this in my pants and also walk around town with it, because this is part or one of the carry guns that I actually have. Now, it's not too small because this is in the compact variety. I'm still able to get a full grip of the firearm if I need to. So that's good. And then it is still good fighting pistol in its regard. A lot of law enforcement officers and military personnel do use the Glock 19 for their primary service weapon. So yes, it's a concealed carry gun, primarily driven by concealed carry, but it's still a very, very viable combat pistol per se. And then lastly, I did attach a weapon mounted light right here, because when it comes to concealed carrying, you're pretty much concealing the butt of the firearm or where the grip is at. So it really doesn't bother me on this one as well. But the biggest thing is that in a home defense situation, a white light is very, very important, right? Just like Ernie said earlier, we use rifles with white lights. We also, I personally use a pistol with white light right here, just like the Surefire X300, so that I can ensure that I'm also able to identify that target at night, just in case I have to shoot or have to identify before shooting. So these are the two firearms that I primarily use for home defense. My AR-15 right here, so to make sure that, like I said, ensure that I have the best ability to engage that target properly. With the proper round, this is a really, really effective firearm. That's why a lot of law enforcement officers are using these now, not because it has excess penetration, right, to a certain extent, but it does have really good ballistics when it comes to its 223 round or 5.56 round in a hollow point version. And then lastly, if I do have to engage with my pistol first, which is probably more than likely what's going to happen because this is more quick access, then I carry the Glock 19 or I use the Glock 19 just because it's easier for me to use this gun because I also carry this gun, right? The one thing I hate is because I don't have as much range time or capabilities to go to the range as much. I cannot have, or I have a hard time having a separate home defense gun than I have a gun that I use on a daily basis in terms of teaching and also concealed carrying on a daily. Because so this allows me to save on ammo, one, since I just use pretty much these two guns in everything that I do. So yeah, these are the two firearms that I use for home defense.
Guys, the U.S. Concealed Carry Association was founded to help responsibly armed Americans like you. They're committed to providing life-saving, self-defense resources to help you and your family be safe. When you activate your membership, you'll get automatically life-saving self-defense education, industry-leading training, plus self-defense liability insurance. Don't wait till it's too late. Click the link in the description below right now to get your free USCCA Concealed Carry Guide to see what they're all about.